This is TALK to KEDI Sharing knowledge, liberating minds. Hello there, thank you so much for joining us on this exciting edition of your number one educative online podcast, TALK to KEDI. In this edition, we'll be looking at a topic that is very, very important. Very, very sensitive. The sensitive one also, okay? Today we'll be talking exhaustively about becoming a security conscious network marketer. Becoming a security conscious network marketer. What does it mean to be a security conscious network marketer? Sit back, relax, and let's do this together. My name is Sarah Ebuna. Welcome on board. With me in the studio today is one of our own, one of the directors of KEDI Business. He is a seasoned lecturer. He is very versed and eloquent. So when I say someone is very vast, he's very vast. Don't worry, I won't blow the trumpets too much. Just sit, relax, and watch. But feel free to ask your questions, okay? I know many of you have been asking, or you're a new distributor, you've been wondering, what really can I do to grow my business? Okay, I've been pushing this business for a while now and I'm not getting the results, okay? So because of people like you, we brought in one of our directors today to the studio. He is here to do justice to the topic, becoming a security conscious distributor. I'm sure many of you feel that today we are about to talk about the state of the nation's security or the nation's security intelligence. I'm sorry, that's what we're here to do today. So today we'll be talking about those things that tend to make our distributors insecure. What are those things that impede the growth of our distributors? What are those things that make our distributors feel uncomfortable? What are those things that make them feel unable to grow their business? That is what we are here to talk about today. So to do justice to this topic, in the studio today is Mr. Franklin Nwabueze Nsirimobi. He is the owner of KEDI Service Center 163 located in Lagos. He is one of our assistant lecturers. He's a life coach and, of course, a very versed and eloquent, not forgetting, a multiple award-winning distributor. Ladies and gentlemen, with a thunderous applause, welcome Mr. Franklin to the studio. I'm surprised you're not smiling. Welcome to KEDI today, Mr. Franklin. I hope you're ready for us. You're looking cool.
As always.
You shouldn't be cool. You should be very off, because when the questions start coming, I won't help you, sir. I won't help you. I'll just stay by myself. All right. So please feel free to make it in the comment section if you have any questions for Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi. He is one of our directors in the business and he is here to do justice to all your questions. Number one, what are those things plaguing your business? What are those things that you feel are impeding the growth of your business? Make it in the comment section and share them with us as Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi do justice to all of your questions. And for the purpose of those who are watching for the first time, this is Dr. KEDI, sharing knowledge, liberating minds. This is that platform where we share knowledge, where we liberate minds with information. Okay, so this platform is coming to you from the stable of KEDI Healthcare Industries Nigeria Limited, and it remains, of course, your surest platform to know about the company's products, the company's events, the company's activities, all that you need to know about the company. This is your surest platform. Okay, so stay tuned fortnightly and trust me, you won't regret it. Without wasting time, I want us to go to the business of the day. Now, network marketing, unlike the conventional business, okay, has a wide growth propensity. You will agree with me. Like, if you walk the walk, you will get the money. Do you understand? Okay. However, it has been discovered, I may be wrong, you may correct me, it has been discovered that there are some certain things that tend to limit the growth of network marketers. Like, no matter how hard you strive, no matter the efforts you invest into the business, sometimes there are some things that tend to impede or limit the growth of network marketers. Those are the things we want to talk about today. So our teaser for today, each edition we usually have a teaser. So the teaser for today says, in your opinion, what are those things that you feel, okay, what are those things that impede or limit the growth of network marketers? You are a network marketer yourself, so what are those things around you? What are those factors that you feel are limiting your growth, or that you feel have the capacity to limit the growth of any network marketer. So make use of the comment section and let us get talking. Also, if you have questions with regards to any of our products, any of our events, or this topic, make use of the comment section and talk to Kedi. We are listening. And of course, Mr. Nsirimobi is here on behalf of Kedi to do justice to all your questions. Are you ready? Okay, let's do this together. Over to Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi. Mr. Franklin, are you ready?
Yeah.
The look on your face, eh? Okay, my first question, sir. For the purpose of clarity, so we want those who are watching to understand what exactly does it mean to be a security conscious network marketer?
Well, good afternoon, Sarah.
You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, our dear viewers, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
I would rather want to put it straight as being in tune with the dictates and dynamics in our the challenges, so to say, the challenges within our environment.
Okay.
You see, those things that will pose a threat in our environment, our ability to be in tune with those things and the dynamics. I think that is how I was.
Okay, so to be a security conscious network marketer simply means that you have the ability to decipher, to understand those things around you that have the capacity to limit your business.
Yes.
Okay, so conversely, it means that you are not security conscious if you do not understand those things. Yes,
that's
you are not.
being in tune.
You don't know those. You know, some of us just do the business. Make I just get money. They say Mr. Franklin make money, be millionaire, I won't get my own. You know, so people just enter into the business for the purpose of making money. Okay, without taking time to understand all of those factors around. Because the danger in this is that if you don't understand them, you will not even know how to manage them. Okay, and that is why we are here today. So why should a network marketer be security conscious in the first place? Are there benefits attached?
Well, not being security conscious, or let me put it this way, the opposite of security is insecurity.
Okay.
Now, it is not enough for you to be secured. You should also feel secure.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, you might be in an environment that is secured, but you feel insecure. Now, I want to say that there is no way one can make any positive progress in anything you want to dive into in life without an environment that is secured. You understand what I'm saying? Take, for instance, let me bring it to our national life. You've seen that every person will want to believe that while we are having issues with some meaningful strife in Nigeria is because of the insecurity in Nigeria. If I don't feel secured in this environment, I will not be relaxed. You see, you've been saying that, why do I feel this relaxed? This is part of why I feel relaxed. I know I feel safe.
Exactly.
You know, so it is not really about the security. It's about how you feel.
Okay.
Do you feel safe? Because it has to do with the mind.
Okay.
Now, if you don't feel safe in whatever you're doing in life, you cannot make any meaningful progress. So what it means, in other words, is that for you to make progress, there must be need for you to feel safe. So the importance of that feeling of security is that if you don't feel so, you cannot strive positively.
Okay.
The only persons, even criminals cannot make any move in an area where they don't feel safe. Thank you.
Okay, sir. As a top distributor, that's your network marketer yourself, what are those things that have the capacity to make a network marketer not to feel safe in the industry?
Yes, and when you also don't feel safe, like I said, it limits your ability to make progress.
Mhm.
Now, if I want to bring it to network business, not generalizing it now to network, I know you're interested in how it relates to our business.
Exactly, sir.
You see, when you are not in tune with the environment, when you're not in tune with the industry, for somebody who is a networker, when you don't know your onions, when you cannot, when you don't feel, you don't have that sense of being in charge, being in control, you feel insecure. Now, for somebody who is not really informed about our business, maybe you got registered and you've not been well educated about what it takes to make progress. You see, you will lack that confidence. That confidence that is needed for you to strive for the business. You will lack it. And you see, it is because you have not prepared yourself, which is why we say for you to make progress in our business, you must be able to study. It is the information that we trade for money. So when you are not informed with regards to KD business, then you're deformed. It is that information, your level of information and awareness, that boosts your confidence and your sense of security.
Okay. So now you have mentioned lack of knowledge, okay, as one of the things that can limit or impede the growth of a network market. What are those other things?
Well, everything centers or moves around knowledge.
Okay.
Because, like I said, our industry is knowledge driven. Let me use KD as the subject here of a case study. You see, what, like I said earlier, what we share is information. It is not our business. KD Healthcare business is not designed for you to carry product about. KD company strategically was able to design it in such a way that you make progress without carrying products about, which is what is obtainable in other network companies because of the way it has been structured. Here, all you need is to have the information. When you have the information and you share it with persons, somebody may be tempted to ask, if you don't carry this product about, then how do you introduce or sell these products to the end user? KD, in her own wisdom, introduced what we call service centers, regions, where you can make directions. You can ask someone to go and visit and get his or her product. So it still boils down to what I just said, that it is information driven. If I understand what this product does and understand what you get as a partner with KD financially, I don't need to show you products. But why am I showing you the product? You don't need to see the product. You are interested in what the value of the product we give to you. You're not interested if it is liquid or if it is encapsulated. So once I am able to convince you that our products are wonderful and you get this for identifying with the company, the next thing is you ask me, how do I be part of this? All these things still boils down to the same information. It is the same information. That is why we are called consultants. It's strategic. It's intentional. We are called consultants because as a consultant, you meet a consultant for advice, counseling, and direction. So that is why in our manual, you see us being addressed as consultants, not people who carry products. So it's very strategic. So, like in putting it very straight, everything is about information. It is information based, and when you lack it, you feel insecure. You see the connection. When you lack that information, you feel insecure because it means you don't know what to do.
Mm.
You're not aware. You're not in tune with the environment. You're not in tune with the market.
Okay, so let me drop this particular question. It's unscripted. I get this question almost every week. Say, good day, man. I'm a three-star consultant. I've been struggling to grow my business. I tell people about the products, I tell people about the business, but I am still on the same level. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I get that question almost every other week. So, in your own perspective, Sam, number one, this person is insecure. You understand? In the business, from a definition, it probably does not have the required information to move further. So, what do you advise people like this to do? Because I know there are many. I know we have many of them who are stuck on a particular level. What do you advise people like this to do?
Well, in the KD business, it is a process.
Okay.
It is not a journey. It's a journey. It's not something that has to do with a destination where we say, I've arrived. We don't arrive in this business. I can confirm to you that there is no top KD distributor that is doing well that can boast of having every person he or she approaches over our products that every person will patronize or buy. You don't know people's needs. When you and see, people also prioritize their needs.
Exactly.
You may meet someone and present the opportunity. It could be the product the person needs, depending on how you present it. That is why someone you must have approached with the knowledge of your products that may turn you down, may accept from the other colleague of yours that have presented the same product in the way that it connects with the end user. It's about connecting. Have you not experienced a situation where sometimes you find yourself in a boutique, for instance, or in a shop, and you end up buying something you never planned you're going to buy.
True.
And you begin to ask yourself, when you get home, say, I never budgeted, I never made plan to buy this. But yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
Something happened. Someone convinced you and made you see the need to have that. That is the power of being able to convince. And like I said, you cannot convince if you have the recipe, the needed knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So people, we have these challenges, but if you are talking to persons, like answering the caller who just called you now, you see, you must understand, just like you visit a shop, you make inquiries, and you leave without buying. The same way you meet persons who you are going to introduce this product to, it may not necessarily be their need then. But you cannot, it will be strange if you're telling me that the same person has not been able to sell one product while talking to so many persons. The person may have sold one or two, but worried that he or she is not selling very often. So if you're not selling very often, you should see it as being normal, because when you are being approached outside your kind of business, maybe where you have somebody who deals on any other kind of material, could be any kind of business, could be foodstuffs, it could be shoes. You don't patronize every person that gets across to you. People come to you, introduce wristwatches to you, introduce whatever, and you turn it down. It doesn't mean that that person is not selling. That you turn it down does not mean that someone else should not patronize that person.
True.
But then you need to up your knowledge about your business. I'm talking about the business aspect and the product. Your knowledge and depth of understanding of the product application determines how many times, how many trials that you make, how many persons that will patronize. So if you are very knowledgeable with the product, the more knowledgeable you are with the product, the chances of more sales. Do you get the picture?
Yeah.
The more knowledgeable I'm trying to make the person see why he or she should study more, make more research, and learn more to know more about the product. Because the more that person knows about the product, the more information the person have about the product application, the more the chances of making a sale of the product. Because when you talk more, when you talk with knowledge, it means your ability to convince is also high. And it is based on the conviction you give to persons that determines if they patronize you.
Very true, sir. Because for example, if as a distributor you walk up to someone and say, okay, which of the products should I buy for arthritis? And you say, arthritis, let me call my upline. You have killed that business because there is nothing you are going to say there again that the person will listen to. So it is very important that you get knowledge.
Let me also add to what you just said. Sometimes I have experienced that, and I believe it's a common thing with persons who are people who are at the top or who are really that have keyed into this. Sometimes you may meet me with a particular challenge, health challenge, and this is a particular product you had in mind before coming. So it means someone must have told you about that product.
Exactly.
And that means because you know I deal with KD product, and you say you may mention a particular product, maybe Golden 6, and you want to get a Golden 6. And as a professional, I may choose to ask, what is that you want to use this Golden 6 for? As a concerned person. And you may say, look, I want to use this Golden 6 for this or for that. And say, look, yes, Golden 6 is good for this. But I think if you add this and that, it will give you a better result. And you may want to ask, why do you think I should add this? And I tell you, because if you do this, this will happen, this, that. Okay. Can I get that product? And after giving you those products, you now appreciate and tell me thank you. You appreciate me for as someone who you see that has your interests at heart.
Sure.
So though you prepared for a particular product but I've been able to end up making you get 2 or 3 because I want results. So if I cannot speak on those other 2 products that I added, it means I would have been limited with 1 product. So that is why, coming back to what I said before, it is your knowledge, the depth of your knowledge about the product that determines how many times or the rates at which you can sell the products.
Very true. All right, this is still Talk to Kedi, where we share knowledge and liberate minds. Okay, today our topic is becoming a security conscious network marketer. Becoming a security conscious network marketer. And I have with me in the studio Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi. Okay, keep sending him your questions. Keep saying if you have questions for him, use the comment section and talk to Kedi. Now, sir, to what extent would you say that there are environmental factors that can limit a network marketer? Is it possible for certain environmental factors to limit my growth as a network marketer?
Well, that is the thinking of a lot of networkers.
Okay.
Because I've had networkers say to me, Mr. Frank, why I have not been able to move beyond the level that I found myself is because of the environment I stay. But I stay in an environment where their purchasing power is low. Or I stay in an area that is industrial. It is not a residential where you have so people have a lot of reason for thinking in that direction. But you see, the way I have come to see it and the way I've always responded when people bring such kind of challenge to me is that our industry is not the contemporary kind of business outfit. You see, you cannot get enough of persons in a location because human beings, we are mobile by nature, we move around. Now I am here in Ikoyi, but I base in Ikeja. persons from Ikoyi here now, some persons that reside in Ikoyi now, you find them in Ojueleba now or Agege. So we move. So what it means is that in our kind of business, you're not networking buildings that are fixed. You're not networking structures that are fixed. You're networking people that are mobile. Which means even in your location, you can find somebody that is coming from a place in quotes you think that is very rich, where people stay. Persons from that area come to that place you consider local. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yes, I understand.
So because people move around, you cannot pin anybody to a particular location. Because if I live here now, you may find me at Aja. You may find somebody that based in Aja, in Agege, the same second. So you don't say because, for instance, that Agege purchasing power is low, then every person you are seeing in Agege resides in Agege. You don't know that some persons who are coming from those areas you consider as a place with, deep pocket kind of persons also come. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So it means that because human beings, because we are mobile, talk to every person irrespective of the location. So I don't really feel that thing holds when you say security, except if you're talking about outside the network business. Now, in trying to also come down a bit, let me address a direction on based on your thought. You see, it still boils down to how equipped
an individual is. Okay.
Still boils down to your perspective, how equipped. Because like I told you before, when I first joined this business, I had this kind of challenges. In fact, there was a time I've been saying this on several platforms. There was a time I was known here in Ikoyi as somebody who is troublesome by the Chinese. Do you know why?
Why is that?
I think then corporate vibe was 5,550 naira. I was coming from the background of a poverty-stricken somebody. Because I told you how poor I was before I got to join this business. Now my mentality was that everybody was like me, as poor as. So you see, when I see you introducing Revive Cup to you, already I've defeated myself. Because to me, where would you get that 5,550 naira?
True.
Because I use myself to gauge every other person. Now, I keep coming to this company, this head office. I will walk straight to the Chinese. And I will tell them, I don't say I have. I will tell them, we have issues with the price of this Revive at 5,550 naira. You have to reduce it because nobody can buy it. That used to be my mentality. And you see, it's because of my background. You don't blame me, from my background. So what changed that? There was a day I came, and at the warehouse, I met a lady there with sack, this very unusual size of sack, this black color, about 2 or 3 of it. It was loaded with Revive. The lady was busy sweating. Loading Revive. I stood by the side. She looked at me. She never knew where I was. I was amazed. So I couldn't hold it. I now went to her and said, Madam, we consume this.
Human being.
So it's human being that consume it. So in fact, that in less than 1 month, she will come back to take the same quantity, if not more. I said, wow, many people pay 5,500. He said, this will not even be enough. That changed my way of thinking. And now it was now clear to me that the challenge is myself. So in this business, you need to work. Don't bother working on others. Work on yourself. The moment you're able to address yourself very positively, it will radiate. People will see it and they will follow. So that changed my mentality. That was when, because within my class of friends. They are all people of my level.
Oh,
We
okay.
are all being fed by a particular caregiver. You know, I cannot afford any meal except someone gives me garri to drink. I don't pay for house rent, so we are all in that kind of class. You know, so there the challenge there is our mindset. But it is not real because, like I said, it's limited to me.
Sure.
That is the way I think. So you see, these are some of the challenges. But I think the way it can be addressed is for you to try to change your setting, the setting of persons you hang out with. Because you cannot hang out with certain kind of persons, particularly who are poverty, minded class of persons, and you expect to go beyond that average. So I switched my class of friends and I begin to identify with networkers, people who are higher that can motivate me. And I now begin to watch and begin to look at what are those things these persons are doing that are working for them. And I discovered that these persons are very curious and very mindful about the business. They go to seminars, they ask questions, they read their manuals, they listen to audio tapes that talks about network businesses. I also changed. I went to Underbridge, Ikeja, where they sell all those things. I went there to get some. And so if you see me in my house, I play those audios on network marketing. My mindset begin to change. I begin to read manuals. I begin to look at what the business is offering. Because like I told you, it is the level of your information that gives you a particular level of security. So that was what boosted my confidence. By the time you know it, my network picked. Things began to work. I now changed from the person that I used to be. I used to be so discouraged as a result of lack of information because I have not sourced the information, so I cannot get it. So that kind of insecurity comes when you have not done enough, to know your environment, to have an idea of what your business offers by reading, by studying, and all those things. Those are the things that will take you from that level or that area of insecurity to that area of security.
Okay, sir, let me throw this at you. There is this opinion, I don't know whether it is erroneous or not, you determine whether it is erroneous or not, but there is this opinion that network marketing, you guys in the South, or you guys in the West, whichever way you want to classify it, you are enjoying network marketing. Come to the North and come and speak all the English, and you see a different face of network marketing. How true can that be? Okay, does location play any role at all?
Let me say something, and this thing I'm about to say now is an experiment. I've been making this kind of experiment, and I've seen it work. It still boils down to information.
Okay.
Now, it still boils down to information. You see, an area where you find yourself don't really matter. If you ask me, I prefer being in an area where nobody knows about network marketing.
Okay, now you have a fresh market.
And apart from that, at that kind of setting, what determines whether you're going to make it or not depend on the level of information you also have. I remember when I had an office at somewhere in command in of Lagos. The friends and colleagues that went to that place with me, they were all feeling disappointed with my choice of location. Because when they came there, they were asking me that who are those persons that will buy this product? They were looking at the houses and the cars, and they feel that these persons may not be able to afford the money to buy this product. But I told them that this is the area where I like locating myself. Do you know what happened? It will always be a challenge when you that is taking such a business to that place when you lack the information. So I went there, I got an office, and I decided to organize seminar there twice every week. I was present. I was giving them the information undiluted, the truth, the way it is. And to be honest with you, in that same location, I was able to raise a lot of leaders who are doing very well in the business. What is that? In the north, you see, the head office is here in Lagos, and it is natural that it will be more saturated within where the head office.
Exactly.
Because this is where the business started from.
Yeah.
So it is from here it begins to spread. But I tell you, no matter where you are located, whether it's in the north, whether it's in the east, no matter how far inside, as long as that person who is taking that business to that place is informed, it is the same thing as taking the head office from Ikoyi to the north. Because you're the business. People join this company because of you.
Yeah.
I know a lot of, if you've observed, I do bring some of my downlines to this place. And I've been made star 5, star 6. They don't know this place. They don't know Ikoyi. So why have they joined the business up to the point they got to 5 and 6 and they are doing well? When they come here, they get motivated. Why did they join to the point of 5, 6? They joined because I, as a distributor that is supposed to be a representative of the company, represented positively.
Sure.
So people join you in this business, they don't join the company. So people in the north should be an ambassador of KEDI company.
Okay.
So you see, as you're seeing me now, if you find me in the north doing this business, you will see KEDI in me. You don't need to see the head office. All the assurances you're supposed to get if you come to the head office, you get it from me. The information, you get it from me. So what do you need this place? Is it believable? That is the challenge. Are you able to make them see it as being believable? You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter where it is located. The person who is taking the information to that place is the only thing that matters. So now look at it. You know, far north, some persons who may not have access to the training, maybe because of the location, maybe far inside the village, where the network is yet to get to, and that person is introduced into the business. And maybe the person who introduced this person is not really informed.
Exactly, not even sound. Not
sound. So what do you expect? You get what I'm saying? Now, it begins to pass from generation to generation, and they are all empty because no information that has been put across. So the challenge will come because of lack of information, or proper or adequate information. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Why do you think when people attend seminars that is being presented by a good resource person, they sign even before asking what is the business about? They've already signed. They had something. So that thing they had in the north, far north, if it is also set there, they will register. So it is the level of knowledge. It doesn't. Our business does not respect location. It is who is taking the business to that place. How informed are you? You can't give what you don't have. Exactly. So if you bring some persons into this business and you're not able to give them the required knowledge, the tools to move with speed, even if they pass the baton to another generation, it is that same empty head they will give. So nothing will happen. So that is what happened. It is not because of the location.
True, because I get many messages saying, some basic questions, and I'm like, who is your upline? Why will you be asking this basic question? Really, seek knowledge, because information is very, very important. Okay, before I go to my next question, let me drop these few announcements with you. Okay, the first I have here is that the second edition of KEDI 2022 product training has been slated for 17th of August and 18th of August. Taking me back to what Mr. Franklin just said, you need knowledge. many of you, they come to you and say, okay, which products should I use for I don't like using this example. Which product should I use for weight management? You see, I take Revive capsule. How? Please attend these trainings, okay? They are for you. I mean, it pains me to the bone when you look at the attendance of some of this training and you're like, what is going on? The company has paid for the venue, paid for everything. All you need to do as a distributor is just attend. You are attending free of charge. We have our sound resource persons at all our centers waiting for you to come. And some of you just feel it is not necessary. Please, these trainings are for you. Our foundation training, leadership training, product training, lecturers training, services training. All our trainings are for you. Please, manage your schedule in a way that you can accommodate these trainings, because the information we dish out in all of this training, you cannot get it anywhere else. So please prepare yourself. 17th and 18th of August, we'll be having our product training. Now, this is still July. What that means for you is you take your calendar and then you start mapping it out. Where will I be on the 17th? Where will I be on the 18th? Whatever I have to do, I have to attend product training. It will be taking place at all our training centers and our regional offices nationwide. Okay, so if you don't know where our training centers are located, or you don't know where our regional offices are located, just leave a message in the comment section and then you will be referred. Please do not miss this training. It is very, very, very important. Okay, many of you have questions about our products. How do I combine this product? How do I use this one? Which should I use for this? Attend this training, and then of course feel free to ask all your questions. Sometimes Talk to Kedi, we may not have enough time, sufficient time to attend to all your questions. But this training, 2 days, for 2 days, all we'll be talking about are Kedi products, how to use it, how to market it, and all that. So please make it a date. 17th and 18th of August 2022. I'm looking forward to seeing you all at that training. Okay, also from 28th of July to 30th of July. This one's supposed to clap. 28th of July to 30th of July, all roads lead to Abeokuta, where Kedi will be officially opening our 16th training center from 28th of July to 30th of July. The event will be starting on the 28th of July, that's on Thursday, with a road show. On Friday, that's 29th, we'll be having a paparazzi. You know what they call paparazzi? And pre-opening extravaganza, will be having that in front of the office at Anike House, Isalegbeni, Abeokuta. Then on Saturday is the main. Saturday by 10 a.m., Kedi's 16th training center will be officially opened for business at Abeokuta, Ogun State. Please make the day, join us, 28th of July to 30th of July. We look forward to seeing you there. Okay, mobilize your distributors, mobilize your downlines. You can begin to call your prospects. Kedi is now in Abeokuta. Join us from 28th to 30th of July 2022. Okay, don't forget that Kedi 2023 travel promo is still on. Yes, it's still on. Take advantage of the 6 categories of this promo to win yourself a trip, an all-expense paid trip, courtesy Kedi Management. Okay, so the all Kedi Inspire editions, all Kedi Inspire magazine editions are available. Feel free to walk into any of our training centers or our head office to get a copy today. Also, our service center promo is still on. It will be coming to an end next month. It started in March and it will run through till August 2022. So all service center owners, please jump on this promo and of course stand a chance to win big. Kedi registration promo is also on. You register and then you get 1 Kedi Go Get Toothpaste free. Please jump on this one too. Now, would you like to advertise your business in the next edition of Kedi Inspire magazine? Would you like us to use our platform to make noise about your business and what you do? Okay, contact the editor today on 080-3340-6476 or send a mail to info@kediels.com. Now, another one. Are you a writer? You're a distributor, but you're a writer. You feel you have articles that you want us to publish. You feel I don't have any other platform. I would like my article to be published in the next edition of Kedi Inspire magazine. Send a mail to the editor at info@kediels.com, or you can call the editor on 080-3340-6476. Your articles will be published free of charge. It's only your advert you get to pay a stipend for. Okay, now please stay tuned to all our social media platforms. You are a Kedi distributor, you're not following us on our social media platforms, trust me, you are not doing well. Okay, on Facebook, we have an account, Kedi Headquarters Lagos. On Facebook, we have a page at Kedi Healthcare Industries. On Instagram, we are at Kedi Healthcare _official. On Twitter, we are at Kedi Health NG. On LinkedIn, we are at Kedi Healthcare. We also have a YouTube channel. Okay, so go to YouTube, search for Kedi Healthcare, click on the subscribe button to follow us, and then avail yourself of all our videos. Don't forget, we have a mobile application, Kedi Care app. Not also forgetting our website, www.kedihealth.com. All of these platforms are available round the clock to attend to your needs. Make use of them. Make use of them today. We have representatives on all of these platforms waiting to attend to you. Okay, they are all for you. Now, I take my last question. So if you have questions for Mr. Nsirimobi, please make it on the comment section and I will take your questions. But let me ask my own last question, please. Are you ready, sir? Now, my own last question is, for distributors who are watching, okay, some of them, we have quite a number of distributors who are feeling insecure. Like you said, maybe as a result of lack of knowledge, but whichever way. What are your words for them? Which words will you leave them with as you prepare to go?
Thank you. You see, it takes three things determines how far you go in this business.
Three things.
One is the company.
Okay.
Two is your upline, the person who introduced you to the business. Three is you, the downline.
The company.
Then you, the upline, and you, that is the downline. So the upline and downline and the company.
Okay.
Now, if you have a company that is responsible, a company that is very good, with a very wonderful product line, a good structure, with very attractive business plan, reward plan that is very, very encouraging, and a company that has the structure that you need, that has a platform for you to strive to that desired destination or place. If that is secured, one. Then the second one now is the person who is the upline that introduced this downline, the person we're talking about now. Now, if that person who introduced this downline is good, sees himself as a business builder, as an investor, rather than what do they call these persons who live on parasites.
Oh, okay.
Now, rather than seeing himself or herself as an investor or a business builder, now happens to be a parasite. Whereas you're supposed to sow in that person you have introduced to the business before you reap. Now, I carefully did not use the word sponsor.
Okay.
Because it must not be a sponsor. Some distributors have not met their sponsor. They relate with an upline that must not necessarily be their sponsor. That's why I don't use the word sponsor. But I'm talking about the person who one-on-one brought you. It is that person that owes you the responsibility of guidance. He was the one that brought you to the business.
Exactly.
So that is the person I'm saying that should see himself and act as a builder, a business builder, and an investor rather than a what? A parasite. Though the relationship is supposed to be symbiotic.
Exactly.
Where it is me, yes. But you see, that person that has brought in that new person must first like I said, see himself as a business builder, as an investor. Now, if you are lucky, you have an upline that is an embodiment of these qualities. 2 is not working for you.
Okay.
The last, which is the third one, is you. Now, the responsibility now falls on your shoulder. What do you want? Now, for it to work for you, now depends on the level of your why.
Okay.
Why are you in the business?
Exactly.
Are you just someone who is a stray networker? You just found yourself in the business for campus.
Yeah.
It was not your intention to be in this business. Were you registered into this business on the basis of sentiment? Because you want to make the person, your auntie, your brother, or your friend that brought you into the business not to feel bad?
Okay.
Or was it because you feel that this person is your friend, he doesn't want him to feel bad or have to feel bad, so you now register? You now find yourself in the business and you think it's an opportunity for you to make money where you didn't put in any effort. If you're not that kind of a person, but your why is as strong as why you are in the business, then the how, which is the function of the why, will keep moving and be productive. If you are that kind of a person, it means you complement the effort of the person that brought you into the business. So the interest and reward will be symbiotic. Now, you invest in me. How will somebody, that person who introduced you to the business, invest in you? It is here, I'm not talking about giving you money or building house. The investment here I'm talking about is the knowledge, the guidance, the motivation, the direction, the leadership. Once that person has those qualities where he doesn't middle into your bonus, it doesn't divert your BV. I've seen a situation where uplines, these are people who introduce somebody into the business, discourage these persons by diverting. They are diverting their efforts instead of putting their efforts to reflect in their own account, which is the person who made the effort. They divert it. If you're not that kind of a person, it means these 3 things have worked. There is nothing that can stop that person. That is, I'm talking about this fresh distributor from getting to the top. Because first, you are willing, you are committed, you are interested, and you're in the business. And you have a support from the person who has introduced you, not necessarily your sponsor. The person who has introduced you, that person that has introduced you may not be your sponsor, can be your first generation upline, second, but the person who introduced you to the business, that person is there to guide you in all these things. Once that person complements, that's your desire to succeed. And you have a wonderful company with wonderful product line, with very attractive bonuses and payment plan like KEDI. Nothing stops you. But now let me look at it from the other side. The company will always be a good company if it is KEDI. Now, if you now have a Shiloh upline, the person that brought you, who is not a responsible upline, it doesn't mean well for you. It's just a parasite that see you as a platform to survive, but not to invest in you to get rewarded. If such a person is the kind of person you have as your upline, you as the person who is the downline that needs that person's support for you to grow, you also have an option. You have an alternative because you must succeed. Because a woman that gives birth, an irresponsible parents that give birth to a baby, even though it is as bad as being irresponsible parents, does not mean that the baby must die or desire to die because he or she was given birth by irresponsible parents. You will strive to survive. I've seen so many people today that are somebody, but with irresponsible parents. So because your upline is irresponsible does not mean that you raise your hands up and say that's what I can do. You have to do something. Now, who fits into this kind of analogy? It is Mr. Frank. Because when I first joined this business, I was like somebody who is, what do you call these persons who don't have parents? Orphan. I was like an orphan when I came into this business. But you see, just like the child that were given birth by irresponsible parents that desires to survive, it doesn't matter because already you've been given birth to, you can now breathe air, life. So it is your responsibility to live. So the same way I view it as my responsibility, irrespective of the nature or character of my person who brought me into the business. So I started. So I got to this level without necessarily working along my upline. But I was happy, I was lucky at the point I met an upline that is very, very responsible in the name of I call him Onyeze. He's in America enjoying himself. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. He's a very responsible.
the one.
Yes, Mr. Okasone Ojapo. He's a very responsible upline. So when I met him in the journey of my network, he now complimented my effort. You get what I'm saying? But some persons, even if I didn't meet him, I would have still strived. Though he helped me to facilitate it, but I am a child that I've been given birth to. I have to succeed. I have to survive. So if you, because like I said, you're already lucky. KD is a company, and a very responsible company that keeps to her words. Very wonderful product line. The business plan and everything very attractive, very encouraging. But the two other factors now, the person who brought you and yourself. Now, the person who brought you in this instance, let us assume is an irresponsible upline who is a Shylock who take solace in diverting the PVs and bonuses of the downline, which is something that is good enough to discourage the downline. But I'm saying that you don't say because you have such an upline, you now raise your hands up. No. Just like a baby that was given birth by a responsible parent, it is your duty and responsibility to ensure you survive in the business. And how do you do that? You must not work with your upline. You have so many uplines. So you select. It is in only KD business, network business, that you are in liberty to choose who to work with. In other kind of businesses, you are directed to work with somebody, and you dare not say you cannot. But in KD, if the person who is your direct upline, assuming it was the person that brought you in the business, and you don't like the way that person is acting, the person's action does not encourage you being in the business, look for whoever that is that person's upline. You have a number of uplines to choose from. Even when you think all those uplines are all irresponsible, let us take that for instance. You can also adopt an upline that is not, adopt a top distributor that is not your upline in KD that you identify with. It could be somebody who has a service center. It could be somebody who you admire as somebody who has those things you admire and you partner with. The most important thing is that it is your journey. The responsibility and honors is on you. As long as God has made it possible for you to be in KD, the rest is in you and on you to make sure you succeed. So nobody should hold you. As long as the company of KD is wide enough with the necessarily with the needed structure, you don't have any reason not to succeed in the business.
Exactly. All right, so let's take a few questions because time, of course, is not on our side. From Inkiruka Onyekwe on Facebook, I can take. They said, "Ma'am, please repeat the platforms. You were too fast. I'm sorry, I had to be fast because of time. Okay, let me go over it again. Inkiruka, are you ready? On Facebook, we have an account, KEDI Headquarters Lagos. On Facebook, we have a page at KEDI Healthcare Industries. On Instagram, we are at KEDI Healthcare_official. On LinkedIn, we are at KEDI Healthcare. On Twitter, we are at KEDI Health NG. And then we have a YouTube channel, KEDI Healthcare. We have a mobile application, KEDI app, and our website is www.kedihealth.com. I hope I've done justice to that. In Kiruka Onyekwe, thank you so much. We have from Ademi Yopemi on Facebook said, "Well done, sir. Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, you are on point. Opportunity is always where you are." Thank you for that. Aderoju Adam Damilare, ma, where is Kedi Training Center located in Lagos? Okay, so we have two training centers in Lagos. We have one in Ikeja, Oba Akran, Hudson House, Oba Akran, Lagos. Don't worry, after the broadcast, we will give you the exact address, okay? We have one in Ikeja and we have one, of course, at Apapa, Igomovile, Apapa, Lagos. After this broadcast, we'll give you the exact address and, of course, our hotline so that you can call them for appropriate direction. Now we have this. Please, sir, tell us your experience once again about combining. I'm not sure you said this. Okay, you said, please, sir, tell us your experience once again about combining two network business together and the hindrances it can cause as a distributor.
Though I didn't address this, but I think it's a welcome question. Now, it's very important, and I'm thanking the person who brought this question.
Okay.
And I think he's trying to know the effects of doing multiple networks.
Okay.
Indulging in multiple networks at the same time. Let me share some of my experience to portray on this. When I first was introduced into KEDI, because this was the first network I ever first registered. I've not done any other network until I was introduced into KEDI. In the first 2 or 3 months in KEDI, someone else introduced another network to me. That person registered me with her money, took me, I upgraded my account to start trade there, and came to give me the ID card. And because I was new in the business, I thought I now have 2 opportunities to make money. Make here and make here. That is psychology there. So I was struggling to see how I will drive these 2 businesses and make money. Look at the issue I had then. The first 2-3 persons that I met that I introduced this business with, first, I had issues of which of this network I should introduce. I would look at that person and say, do you think if I mention KEDI, this kind of a person will like it? No. The way she looks, it's like she will like if I mention the other network. I will bring the other network. And I will tell that person, this network, that network, this is what the person will say, but I said, okay, don't worry with that, but I already have another one. This is another one, KEDI. See, in just a second, apart from the fact I've told that person that the first network is this, can give you this, can give you that, and when you have it, you don't need any other thing. And the person said, I said, okay, don't worry, KEDI. The person said, you're a confused man.
Yeah.
He just told me that with this particular network, I don't need any other. The same breath, you're telling me this. So why are you managing 2 networks? That was where my challenge started. And now it was becoming very clear to me that the opportunity, nature, my destiny just gave to me on a platter of gold, which is KEDI Healthcare, that I am now becoming an architect of the destruction of that network. It was done on me. And the earlier I fix this thing, the better for me. Do you know what I did? I went and took the ID card of that other network that I saw as a distraction. I brought the bag and the manual and I set it ablaze. And I watched it burn to ashes. With that, I have cut the bridge. It means there is no going back. That was how I got to where I was. Because I was focused on KEDI. I was not distracted. Because I have seen it. I was privileged to experience it at the initial time. So it became an experience to me and I didn't allow it to occur. Now look at this. Look at it from this point. If you're into 2 networks, it could be 3, but let me just use 2. And you have your downlines. Assuming that network 1 is Frank 1, the other one is Frank 2. And I introduced Frank 1 to a downline who now saw that I also indulged in Frank 2. What I introduced to him is Frank 1. But he has also, because you cannot hide it if you're doing multiple network. Networking is not something you can hide. So the person has also realized that this same Frank that introduced Frank 1 to him also indulged in Frank 2. Now, do you know the implication? There is a possibility that when someone introduced Frank 3 to that person I introduced Frank 1 to, the person will join. With the mindset that this person that told me that network industry is powerful is doing 2 networks. So the secret of surviving and doing well is multiple network. The person will join Frank 3. And I can also meet another person I introduced Frank 2. Remember what I have is Frank 1 and Frank 2. Now, the first person I introduced Frank 1, look at what happened. And I met another downline of prospect who I introduced Frank 2. I now registered. He now saw that I am also doing Frank 1, even though I introduced Frank 2. There is a possibility, very high, that when he sees Frank 4, he will join. Because Mr. Frank introduced Frank 2 to me. And I also saw him doing Frank 2, Frank 1. So there is a possibility, there is a chance that why this man will succeed is because he's doing 2 Franks. He will now join Frank 4. Now look at what happened. I am not in Frank 3. That my Frank 1 joined. I am not in Frank 4. That my Frank 2 joined. So the effort of those 2 persons that are brought in, instead of the effort to be intact, for them to grow, for it to affect my growth, it is now leaking. It is like when you are pumping a tire and there is leakage. You keep pumping. As long as there is leakage, there will be. So they will be working, but because I have, by myself and my action, polarize my network, by the time you know it, there will not be Frank 5, Frank 6, Frank 7. My downlines are all into. Because, you know what I'm saying? So by the time you know it, my downlines will be working, but because they are working in different networks, I'll be there struggling without anything.
Exactly.
So that is why it is good for you to be the middle. Ensure that those you are bringing into this business sees you as a committed and a disciplined networker. No disciplined networker can go into 2 networks at the same time because you cannot serve 2 masters effectively. One must die for the other one to survive. So in responding to that, it is dangerous, counterproductive, in fact, as bad as for you to promote 2 networks. In fact, it is even as worse that you even discuss the possibility of joining other networks, even if you've not joined. That you're even giving the body language of the possibility of joining is as bad as even joining. So let your downline see you as somebody, so they will know that. Like in my own case, I joined this business from the onset. I have not done any other network business. And I don't see the need to do because it's stupidity. Because we get to where we make this success by building on the already existing block. So when you are building, someone who is not informed comes and introduces another network. You ignorantly too, because you're greedy, jumped to that place. That block you've laid that has taken you to that place, you now dismantle them and start from square one. So you be on the circle and no result. Thank you so much.
All right, and this is where we draw the curtain on this edition of Talk to Kedi. Special thanks to Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi. I told you my introduction now. Very vast, very eloquent. Thank you so much for coming. Special thanks also to all our viewers.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next edition. Bye.